Welcome back to another North Carolina football signing day extravaganza podcast as we continue to discuss each and every member of UNC's class of 2022 as their national letters of intent come in. This is TarHeelIllustrated.com. And if you're watching us on YouTube, our channel is called Tar Heel Illustrated. I'm THI publisher Andrew Jones, and joining me is our director of football recruiting, Dina King. And Dina, Malaki Hamrick, someone you know very well, someone you just spoke to in person a few days ago as he won his state championship. Four-star outside linebacker from Shelby, North Carolina. He was in the Rivals 250 before the final or the most recent ranking. He's still very close to it. The number 21 prospect nationally at his position group, number 7 overall prospect in North Carolina, 6'4", 200 pounds, maybe a little bit more. Committed February 26th, so he's been locked in for a long time with the Tar Heels. Your thoughts on Malaki Hamrick putting pen to paper for UNC?
He was one of the early ones. He was the first North Carolina kid to commit to Coach Brown in this class. So he's been committed a long time. I've watched him ever since his freshman year. He's played for Shelby, who's a powerhouse in North Carolina. So like you said, he did win a state championship this past Saturday. He got the defensive MVP for Shelby in that game. Had 14 tackles, sacks, tackle for loss. So he was really huge. He's going to bring a rangy type kid on the edge. He's like 6'3", 6'4", 205 pounds. He's going to be able to put on some weight. Shelby just lined him up everywhere. They put him on the edge. They put him at inside linebacker because he just had such a nose for the ball. I mean, it's when we post his final stats, his career stats, they're going to look like video game numbers on the defensive side. So huge pickup. He's from an area in North Carolina that Mac wants to get really entrenched in. Cleveland County's had a lot of good football players, and they've got a great one in Malaki Hamrick coming out of Shelby.
When you think of rangy defensive players in high school, you think of kids that just kind of rely on speed and leverage and that kind of stuff. Malaki has all that, but the thing that stands out to me when I watch him, Dina, is he plays bigger than 200 pounds. He plays bigger than 205. He looks more like a 220, 225 guy out there. How does that make him, in your eyes, kind of a little bit different than some of the other guys we've seen come along that are long like him, but take a while in college to kind of build up and play thicker than they appear?
Well, like at the 2A level, which Shelby plays in, it's not uncommon. You would have guys like 200 pounds playing defensive end, and I think playing defensive end during his early years there at Shelby helped him with a hand down, getting a good burst and coming off the edge. So, we saw that in the state championship game. He was in the offensive backfield causing havoc. I mean, He's got a really highlight reel of a lot of big time hits. And that's another thing. He is not afraid to hit you. He will lay the hammer down, which he did in one of those video clips that was shown on Twitter on his big sack during the state championship game.
And you've been tracking him for a few years. We've talked about him. You and I have had conversations about him going back a couple summers ago. What is one area that maybe stood out this year in his game that you saw, okay, he has made a concerted effort to improve that part of his game, and he did do it?
Leadership. This past spring, he mentioned in the video, they got upset. I mean, Shelby's like, they expect to win a state title every year, and Hendersonville beat them back in the spring. And I remember seeing him on social media that he apologized to Golden Line Nation. He took it personally that he failed, that they didn't win a state title. And I asked him about that Saturday, and he said, yeah, I did take it personally. And he improved his leadership, gathered all of his guys up, and they made a great run, and it ended in a state championship. So I would say his leadership ability, and because all of his teammates respect him.
Malaki Hamrick, a four-star outside linebacker from Shelby, from powerful Shelby High School in Shelby, North Carolina, is the latest member of North Carolina's class of 2022 to put pen to paper and formally become a Tar Heel. Stay with us here at THI as we continue to discuss each and every member of the class as their signatures come in. We're going to pop out a video. Dean and I will discuss all kinds of things about that particular kid. We appreciate you stopping by.